Lovely, wonderful people, see what is happening now. Tinubu's government plans retreat for WIKE, Keyamo, Umahi, other ministers. The reason will shock you. Yes, it's not just in the planning of the retreat, but why this is being planned and why these guys, have been invited and what the ultimate prize is. Now, under the most unforeseen circumstances, we saw that our very own brother Yesom Wike has been rewarded for the part he played during the election when he went about, and before he could say Jack Robinson, he enhanced and supported other activities that happened. Yes, we saw that Yesom Wike supported the Tinubu's administration in no small way, and at the end of the day, he's getting a reward for what he has done. So now Tinubu continues with them. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led administration is said to be planning a retreat for the newly appointed ministers and cabinet members. It was gathered that the retreat will be held at the presidential villa, although no date has been fixed for the event. During the retreat, appointees will be inducted and made to sign a pledge to remain committed to the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There will be a ministerial retreat at the villa for the newly appointed ministers. I don't know where yet, but it will be after they have been sworn in, a source told our correspondent. Meanwhile, the documentation for the newly appointed ministers will commence on Saturday, August the 19th, and end on Sunday, August the 20th. Earlier, politicians, Nigerian reporters, and President Tinubu recently assigned portfolio to Yesom Wike, Festus Keyamo, David Umahi, Betty Udo, among other ministers. The president presides over his first Federal Executive Council FCT meeting on Wednesday, August the 23rd, after their swearing-in ceremony. These guys were made to understand the call of their duty and what they need to put in place in order for them to succeed as ministers. Most importantly, they must follow the agenda and the preparation of what Tinubu has in mind for such ministries, and they must be ready to follow and adhere to all the instructions in order for things to change. We are working towards a new Nigeria, renewed hope, and a new nation. And so we want every of the ministers to understand what the call of their job and duty responsibility is, so that every single one of them can work adequately and ensure that they put the necessary precautions and things in place to change the course and bring Tinubu and his people into where it ought to be. We are working to make sure that every one of them understand their duty and they come on board to serve adequately. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu has handpicked these various ministers to serve in different capacity to assist him in bringing Nigeria closer to his dream and his desire for the change he envisaged when he spoke to Nigerians, saying it is time to move the nation forward. These are part of the matters that will be discussed during the retreat and where they will carry out their activities and duties. So that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu inviting and calling on all the ministers to come for a retreat. Of course, it will be in the villa so that they can understand the call of their duty and what they need to do and how they need to go about this. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu is also being pointed to the fact that these guys will be serving closely with him. He has picked some persons, some for reward purpose, others to show them that I still remember the promise I made to you. But how does that translate to helping the common man and woman on the streets? How does that translate to solving the issue and the problem Nigeria is currently faced with? We need to be careful how we disburse and how we go about displaying some of these very important, aspects and make up together that brings us as a nation, as a people, into where we need to be. So Tinubu is planning this for them. Very good, quite all right. I mean, it's responsibility for them to understand what they will need to do. However, how is that going to change the course of things today, currently in the market? I know, don't get me wrong. I know these things takes time, but what are we doing in order to ensure that people are truly, the suffering, people are truly alleviated from the suffering? Because we cannot continue with the same thing over and over again, then expect a different result. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So what are we going to do in order for things to really, for the turn we're believing to really become manifested? Nigerians need this like yesterday. Nigerians are tired of the same thing over and over again. That needs to be changed in order for us to begin to appropriate and carefully look at things together and ensure that we move this nation from what it currently is now to what it needs to be. There is urgent need for every single one to begin to understand that the premise in which we find ourselves right now is the place where we need to begin to bring together all that is needed to transform this nation. There are serious consideration in terms of ensuring that Nigeria becomes, the safe place where people don't have to run away from this country in order for them to be able to, get a good and a better life. We know that these things take time, but with adequate planning and putting things in place as they ought to be, Nigerians do not need to suffer like they currently are doing now. So what are we doing in order to ensure that all this that, have come on and have happened for a while now becomes a thing of the past? People are going through a lot. And so for us to leave ourselves, okay, in the hands of those who do not really care and who are working in terms of bringing themselves only and themselves only to see to it that they get what they want, it's not a good place to be. The people come in and it's all about me, myself, and I thought the agenda and the purpose of serving was for you to be able to adequately serve others, serve people, so everyone can truly be happy. Because it's in service, that's where you are served. Are you serving anyone? Are you? So leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. Remember, you have a voice. Yes? God bless. Bye for now.